I'm Libby, and this is moving to music during the part of our class when we would go to the bar. So first we would do standing center stretches, and then to the bar. But for today, you can use a chair. We would start with some wall push-ups or push-ups with the bar. So you can use the wall. I'm actually stabilizing my chair against my dining table, and I'm still not going to do the push-ups full out. I'm going to demonstrate a little bit more shallow with some coaching notes. So keep the body in plank position. You want to avoid letting the belly go and arching this way, and you also want to avoid bending at the hip joint. So let's do a few wall push-ups. And then I'll explain a few more sections of our bar before we dance it to some music. So 2 alignments of the arms. You can have the elbows pointing to the sides as you do your push-ups, or you can drop that upper arm near the rib cage. You may find that that's a little more challenging. This is the arm alignment that you would use in yoga in plank position. So going on, we'll do some bending and stretching. I'm going to suggest that you face your chair, have 2 hands on the steering wheel, and with a nice lengthened spine, we'll bend, keeping the spine lengthened and the tailbone pointing toward the ground, as opposed to this kind of alignment, which you might use lifting weights. But for our purposes, we're going to keep the spine vertical so that we can stretch the Achilles tendons on the descent. And then as you rise, you press gently down against the chair with your palms, and that gives you a 2-way opposition to rise onto the balls of the feet, keeping your body in one unit. Otherwise, it's easy to isolate and do 2 separate actions. So you want to keep the body in one unit as you rise up. So we'll do a few of these exercises in parallel position, and then we'll go in the turned out position. So this is just a natural outward rotation. The rotation is initiated at the hip joint, and you don't need to be a ballerina or a danseur with perfect turnout, maybe 45 degrees. As you descend, you want to track your knee over the top of the foot, and so you'll end up with a diamond shape of negative space formed by the legs. When you rise onto the balls of the feet, be sure to avoid rolling toward the baby toe. So as you rise up, think of sending your weight over the second toe. That's the toe that is next to your big toe. So this is your big toe. Send the weight over the second toe, and that aligns the foot nicely. We'll do a few calf stretches, and I hope I remember to lead us through some Achilles tendon, or rather some hamstring stretches, so that we're ready to do our leg extensions later on in the class. I'm going to go over one more exercise, and then we'll do that much with music. So you who have been taking the class are familiar with a knee bend. That's known as plie in ballet. And we'll do a couple of knee bends. And then you lift the heel that's farther away from your support. So if I am a mirror for you, you're going to lift the heel of the right foot. This is my left, but you're right. And you rotate through the torso. Try to keep the shoulders square. So that gives us a nice, easy rotation through these oblique muscles of the torso. Those are muscles that run on the diagonal. And then we'll do rotation to the other side. All right, let's get started with that much with music. I'm just going to do a few push-ups. So when you're working at home, remember that you can do many more. Here we go. section 1 is going to be pushing in and away from the wall, or if you have a stable table, that's fine. I've stabilized my chair by pushing it against the dining table. Working the shoulders and generally warming up the entire core. Remember, you have an option of different alignments of the arms. After doing any kind of push-ups, place the fingertips lightly on the shoulders, gently pull into the back space to stretch the pectoral muscles. Going on, we'll do some knee bends. Try a few in a row. And then rise. So, alternating, let's use the chair. Rise up, bend, stretch, rise, flat, nice long spine. Let's come to turned out position. Natural turnout, and just see what that feels like to bend and stretch. Then try the rise. That's called releve in ballet. Okay, let's do a few in a row. I'll stand at a diagonal so you can see better. Here we go. Bend, stretch, rise, flat. Remember the alignment over the second toe. Let's do 2 more. Back to parallel, rise and hold. You can check your balance. And the same, check your balance in the turned out position. You don't need to rise very high. Back to parallel, calf stretch. We just contracted the calf muscles with those rises. So you want to stretch through the belly of the calf muscle. Be sure to do both sides. Let's go back to the original side for the calf stretch, and then shift your weight to the back leg. Let's pause to turn out just a little bit. Lean toward that back foot. It's optional to flex the front ankle. You can have the arm to the side for balance. So this is what it looks like from the forward view. And be sure to do both sides. Shifting the weight to the back leg, a little bit of turnout. And you hopefully will feel a stretch through the back of the leg. Shake it out. Going on. Outward rotation. Bending and stretching. And then we're going to add rotation. You'll be lifting your right heel, and we'll rotate toward the chair first and then away. So we can coordinate the arm with this knee bend. Let the arm float, and it returns. Second time the arm stays to the side. Rotate. Try to keep the shoulders square and reestablish the arm. Let's go again. reestablish the arm. So you could switch sides. It's pretty symmetrical. I'm going to put my chair on the other side. You could just face the opposite direction. So easy, bend and stretch. Lower body rotates toward the chair. Rotate and rotate. Parallel. Let's just stretch our back before we go on. Going to turn the music down for a moment. So when we worked at the bar, we would do side bends, and the bar was bolted to the wall, so we could really take that side bend off balance. When you're working with your chair, you don't want to pull your chair off balance. So let's just use it for support. Parallel legs and feet. You'll float the outside arm, so if I'm mirroring you, this is actually your left arm floating. And just bend from the waist, rotate through the neck so you're looking over the arm that's nearest to the chair. We're going to release the chair when we stretch to the opposite side and reach with both hands so you have a two-way stretch. And we'll come back. We'll do a knee bend and a swing of the arm in between. Float that arm, side bend, opposite arm, two-way stretch, bend, and recover. Let's go again. Inside arm, you can attach breath. You can inhale, exhale on the side bend. Inhale, exhale. So you could move your chair to the other side, or you could simply turn to do the opposite side. I'm going to try to do the opposite side with you with an invisible chair. So my legs are parallel. I'm going to float the opposite arm, side bend toward the support. Release your support, side bend away, and then you can release. Let's go one more time. Side bend toward your support. Oppositional reach with both hands. And a knee bend in between. One more time. Side bend. Good. Shake it out. Going on. Lifting and lowering. So as I lift, I nestle the arch of my foot right near my knee. I stay parallel. You can do the other leg without changing sides. It'll just be your inside leg lifting and lowering. Okay, leg extensions. The first one is low. The second one is with the leg at 45. If you can, you lift the leg to 90 degrees and then foot to the knee. So it's low. If I'm mirroring you, this is actually your left leg as the first side. One more time. So when we go to the side, it's a parallel action. The leg does not go very high if you really stay parallel. The foot lift and knee lift are in the same plane of action. So it's low. We'll call this one a rehearsal. Let's do 3 more. Strong support leg. That would be your right leg if you are mirroring me. Last time on this side. Okay, I'm going to continue facing you, so I'll move my chair to the other side. And we'll go to the front. Let me demonstrate at a diagonal so you can see better. Keep moving. Two more. And lengthen. And lengthen. And low. And 45. Maybe 90. One more for good measure. 90. To the side, parallel. Keep that kneecap facing the space in front of you. Two more. If your arm gets tired to the side, you can always bend the elbow and touch the fingertips lightly to the shoulders. Since we did a lot of flexion at the hip, we're going to glide one leg back. It can be either your right or your left. Whatever leg is back, you glide the same arm near your ear and up. So if you're mirroring me, this would be your right leg back, right arm up. Just change your focus. Look up, back to vertical, and feet together. I'm going to actually change my chair angle so I have a good support. So your left leg can be back. I'm doing my right side. Glide the arm. This opens the front of the body. If you can look up, change the focus. You may feel a stretch all the way through the front of the hip area. All right, let's pause. So I know that you can pause anytime for a sip of water, but I'm going to have a sip of water. Let's do one more exercise, which is our tarsus ankle circles. Very important to have foot mobility for balance. So, let's take a slightly outwardly rotated position. That gives us a little bit wider base of support. So if I'm touching my chair, for you it would be your right hand. You're going to glide the leg that's farther away from the chair forward. Arm can be to the side for balance. Stay very tall over your support leg. And for today's version, we'll just do a few ankle circles. Bring the feet together, back to parallel, to bend and stretch. Reestablish your foundation. And for you, I'm just going to keep facing you, and you can do the leg that's closer to the chair, or after doing the outside leg, you can change sides and circle the ankle of the outside leg again. Okay, let's finish with ankle tarsus circles and then just a little back stretch. Glide the outside leg forward. nice long leg on the other side. Reverse direction. Let's reverse direction one more time. Parallel, release. A little bit of outward rotation. You can also turn around, face the opposite direction. Reverse direction. Reverse. And before we do a stretch for the back, let's take a low balance. Bring that leg a little higher. From the diagonal, that looks like this, low balance. Leg comes higher. Opposite side. Low balance. Testing yourself by gently taking the hand off your chair, and that leg can come higher. Shake it out. And just a nice curve of the spine. And then bending the knees and lengthening, just pressing down on your chair. You're not pulling on your chair, just easy stretch. Round up. Let's do the last stretch 2 more times. Easy, lengthening the spine. Up. One more. Up. Great. That was a lot of bar work today. Good job.